Hi, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. I'm very excited to welcome Cody Dericks back. And this time, we're in person.
Yes.
I am visiting Cody in Chicago for a few days. We just saw Death Becomes Her, the musical, which was amazing. And before I leave, I wanted to record a video with Cody giving our reactions to the Cannes Film Festival winners. We were not personally there. So,
No.
it's fine.
No, we weren't.
We didn't need to go. Like, who needs to actually go see the movies, right?
I look bad in a tux, so not worth my time.
But we did want to talk about the big wins and some of the films that played at the festival that we're excited to see in the months to come. So let's start with the big winner, the Palme d'Or winner, Anora, which went to Sean Baker, the great Sean Baker. We've loved many of his movies, and when I saw he had a new movie playing at Cannes, I was already excited. And then for him to win the Palme d'Or, like, what do we think of this guy and this win?
You know, having seen his movies since Tangerine, and I know he made even smaller films before that, I don't think I would have imagined this guy to be eventually a Palme d'Or winner, knowing the tastes of Cannes.
Meryl Streep said it's Cannes. So
yes,
I trust Meryl.
And she's also from New Jersey, just like me. So we know what we're talking about. I think he is such an exciting filmmaker. I've loved everything he's made that I've seen, which are everything from Tangerine on. Mm-hmm. And this was not a surprising Palme winner. You know, everybody that I know that was there that saw it, all the reviews I read were talking about how this was very clearly, if not the best of the festival, one of the most agreed upon better films of the festival. There was a lot of disappointments at this film festival, and this was not one of them. This was, I don't want to say a surprise, but it was definitely one of the ones that had the highest reaction consistently.
I've been waiting for his moment at the Oscars. He hasn't had one yet. The Florida Project got a supporting actor nomination for Willem Dafoe. Mm-hmm. But Sean Baker himself has not been nominated. Like, part of me was like, did he get a screenplay nom for something? And he hasn't.
No.
Like, it doesn't necessarily mean if you win the Palme d'Or, you're getting into, like, director and screenplay, but it helps, right?
It's been very popular lately. This is the 5th neon film in a row to win the Palme.
Wow, that is crazy. That is 5 in a row.
Mm-hmm. And the only one that's already been released that didn't get a Best Picture nomination was Titan.
Right.
Which, who is surprised? If you've seen that film.
Yeah, that's more of a genre movie. That was never going to get into the Oscars.
It's more of a, oh my god movie than anything else. Never really had a chance. But Parasite, Triangle of Sadness, last year, Anatomy of a Fall, all got in. And it's way too early to say definitively what this is going to do for Oscars, but this definitely puts it into the running in some way because the Palme is the biggest award out there besides Best Picture, depending on who you talk to.
I've always been excited for his films. I thought Red Rocket was wonderful. Like, that was the last movie I saw before that year's Oscar ceremony, and I just fell in love with it. And I'm like, how did this not get anything? It's so original and daring, and can't wait to see Anora. All right, the winner of the Grand Prix prize at Cannes is All We Imagine as Light by Pyle Kapadia. What do we know about this movie?
Is it pronounced grand or grand?
Grand Prix.
Excellent.
I don't know.
The thing about this festival is it was a festival of a lot of films doing well that were from filmmakers that I personally am not too familiar with, and also have not really broken through in, and again, this is my perspective, American film, American awards. And this is yet another one, as opposed to a lot of films from known filmmakers that either disappointed or didn't win any awards at the Cannes Awards. I'm very interested to see what this film did that specifically brought attention to it for its direction from the festival.
It's interesting, like, so are all the winners at Cannes and, like, main competition, do they all go on to have a U.S. release? Is it possible a couple of these winners fade out?
Not necessarily. Yeah, there's a chance. It depends on distribution and attention on it, playability in the American market. If you win the Palme d'Or, you're getting distributed in America. I don't know the last Palme d'Or winner that never got seen in America. But even if you win some awards at the festival, you may not get seen by an American audience or a wider audience in general.
Mm-hmm. So let's keep an eye out for All We Imagine as Light. Next up is Best Director. Miguel Gomez won for Grand Tour.
Just looking at some of the images of this film, it looks like a striking visual film.
Right.
I'm excited for it in that sense.
I'm not that familiar with the director's work, but he's made a few feature films. He's won some awards. One of his previous films, like, went to Venice, and so he's kind of a known filmmaker, more overseas, I would say, than here. He's one of those guys, he probably just needs his one big break, like the one international movie that really, breaks into the U.S. and people see it. And, because right now, I feel like we don't really know his work very well.
Winning Best Director at the Cannes Film Festival. Pretty good break.
Pretty break. Next up is the Jury Prize and the Best Actress Prize for Emilia Perez. This film won a Jury Prize for its director, Jacques Audiard, and it won the Actress Prize for its main 4 cast members, right? The 4 main cast members of this film are Adriana Paz, Zoe Saldana, Carla Sofia Gascon, and Selena Gomez. This wins Best Actress for 4 women. What do we think of that? Like, does that often happen?
This was the thing that most pinged my interest from all the award winners. I'm not as familiar with the Cannes Awards as others, but the idea of awarding multiple performers for a category is always intriguing, whether that's common or not. The 4 women that won this award, I'm really excited for each of them individually. Carla Sofia Gascon is the first trans performer to win an acting prize ever at Cannes.
That's great.
And we love Selena Gomez. And Zoe Saldana is somebody who I've been, like, beating the drum for in terms of, like, recognition for her acting abilities, whether that's awards or critically or anything, for a while. What she does in, like, the Avatar films is essential for those movies working. Those movies don't make $1 billion if her performance isn't so invested.
Yeah, and Guardians of the Galaxy, like, she's in a lot of great stuff. Star Trek, like, she's in a lot of franchises, right?
Yeah, and this is a musical. So...
Oh, it's a musical?
It's a musical crime comedy, of course.
Oh my god.
So I'm excited.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is probably, besides Anora, by default, as the Palme d'Or winner, the film from the festival that wasn't on my radar exactly before that I'm the most excited for to see.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I feel like that will have an audience here in the U.S. This is not a movie that's just going to play internationally and not really have an audience here, right?
It's got names that we know. Only Murders in the Building fans. Look out.
Only Murders in the Building fans will be lining up.
Exactly. So I'm excited.
I don't know about you, Cody. Like, the less I know about Kinds of Kindness, the better. Like, I don't want to know much.
Right. And what we've seen is very enigmatic in that way. I mean, the one trailer that's released is kind of just... Look at these crazy things that are happening. Look at these images. And that's all I need. Plus the cast, plus Yorgos Lanthimos. I was going to see it already. Everybody's saying it's kind of a return to his earlier freaky stuff. As if Poor Things was so normal.
What is the early freaky stuff? Like, before The Lobster?
Yeah.
Like his early stuff?
Dogtooth.
Okay.
More like Killing of a Sacred Deer, which is after The Lobster, but definitely away from his Best Picture nominees.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this one.
It's just been wild how recent we got Poor Things and the whole award season for that. And then just a few months after Emma Stone's win, now we're getting another movie with her by Lanthimos, which I think they shot in 2023 sometime. Because Poor Things shot in 2021. I don't know if everyone knows that. Like, that movie shot a long time ago. So there was room in between for them to make another one. It sounds like it's an anthology film. Like, it has multiple storylines.
Yeah.
Actors play different roles. Right? Isn't that what...
Yes.
I've read a little bit about that.
I would not look to this as a awardsy
No.
film. Everything
I don't
I've heard
think so.
is that don't expect this to be Poor Things the favorite in terms of getting double-digit nominations or even any nominations. But I'm still excited for it regardless, obviously. It looks incredible. I've liked everything I've seen from Yorgos Lanthimos. The cast is amazing. Award-winning now.
Yeah. So yeah, in that amazing cast, Jesse Plemons wins the Best Actor prize, which means what with him and Kirsten Dunst?
Aw. They
Right?
both have Cannes Awards.
They both have Cannes
That's so
Awards.
cute.
Hers is for Melancholia.
They also both got their first and only Oscar nominations for the same film. So...
They were destined
So cute.
right, to be together. I'm intrigued to see what does Plemons do in Kinds of Kindness that puts him at the top there to win Best Actor at Cannes. He's someone I have adored for many years, like on TV and film. Like, I remember in 2018 Game Nights, I was like, he deserves an Oscar nomination for this comedic performance. He's amazing. And then I thought his scene in Civil War was incredible. I have not stopped thinking about his scene in that movie.
And he's somebody who brings a different energy to every movie, but the one thing that's consistent is he's always reliably good. So
Yeah. So looking forward to that one. A special award went to Mohamed Rasoloff for The Seed of the Sacred Fig. What do we know about this movie? Anything that we're excited about?
So, the thing about this movie is it got a lot of attention before the festival because of the real life story going on with this director, who was sentenced to 8 years in prison by Iranian authorities. He's somebody who's constantly flouted Iranian censorship laws, has gotten in hot water with local governments in the past, and this time he was able to successfully flee to Germany to make it to the festival, which is amazing. It's incredible. It got one of the most headline-making reactions from the festival, both for its real-life turmoil just getting to the festival and for the film itself, which I've heard is good in its own right, regardless of whatever is going on with the director's real life.
All right, one more win to talk about here. Maybe the movie I'm most excited to see. What about you, Cody? The Substance. Yeah, when I heard about this movie, I got very excited. You know, I grew up in the 90s with Demi Moore. I really loved her in so many movies. And then she kind of went away. She did other things. She's been in a movie here and there the last 20-ish years, but she hasn't had like a really good, like rich role in a long time. So when I heard she's amazing in the movie, that it's a body horror film, that apparently the third act, it goes completely insane, like Cronenberg level, like, you know, late 70s, 80s Cronenberg was very exciting to me. And that it was getting, like there was talk of it potentially like winning Best Actress for more. Maybe, not. I don't think the Palme d'Or was ever, I don't know if it was going to win that. But I heard talk like Demi Moore was like maybe in the running for actress and for it to win screenplay. And it also has been compared to Death Becomes Her.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh my God.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we just saw the show. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite films, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this movie. It sounds like it's going to be kind of a blending of genres and like a really great part for Demi Moore again. I'm in.
I'm into. I mean, everything I've heard about this movie has gotten pretty excited for it. I will say I've seen quite a sharp divide when it comes to male-female critic reactions.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of female critics being a little bit more critical of the statements the film is making and the implications than male critics have. So I'll definitely be keeping that in mind when I see the film. But all the details I've heard about it based on the plot, the shock value, and the cast, I'm in.
Yeah. And then finally, we wanted to talk about some of the films that played at Cannes that did not win any prizes, but that we're excited about, intrigued by. I thought we would start with The Apprentice, a movie about Donald Trump in the 80s with Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong and Maria Bakalova. Like, this sounds really interesting. And there's already a cease and desist from Trump's team. Like, we do not want this movie released. I feel like that'll get more people to see it.
It's the kind of movie that was already always going to have some sort of attention because of its subject matter. Personally,
No, don't see this
I'm
one.
good. It didn't get enough of a big reception.
Right. Yeah, the reviews, they were kind of mixed. Like, there were some really positive ones, some, you know, in the middle. I don't think it's going to be a great movie, but it's one I would see. Like, I'd like to see what they do with that subject matter. Megalopolis. Cody, we have not really talked about this movie.
Sure.
What are our thoughts on Francis Ford Coppola's new epic film, Megalopolis?
I'm going to start this by saying I'm seeing this movie regardless of reactions to it, confusion to it, confoundment to it, anger at it. I'm always interested to see unvarnished creativity from our elder statesmen auteurs. And this cast is crazy in both good and bad ways. And I'm beyond intrigued, even if I am very nervous for the mess it seems to be. Because I've seen a lot of reactions to it that can't really remove the shroud of Francis Ford Coppola's history from the film, especially the more positive reactions. And I've seen a lot of reactions saying the complete opposite, saying that, guys, I know he made The Godfather, but this movie's a mess. So I'm hesitantly excited, even if I am sure it's not going to be very good.
This is a weird case of a movie where I'm pretty certain I'm not going to like it.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be an hour in and be like, oh my effing God. It had some positive reviews, but I got the sense that they were giving it a positive review because, hey, you know, he swung for the fences. He did something big and bold. it might not have all worked, but so that makes me nervous. And there were some like 1-star reviews,
Yes,
1.5 stars from people that I follow who I like. So it's like I have a weird relationship to that movie. Like, I want it to be good. I'm not feeling very optimistic, but it's nice that we have a new film from Coppola again. He hasn't made very much in the last 30 years, so. Oh Canada by Paul Schrader, I have heard mixed things about. I like the cast. Jacob Elordi apparently has close to a full frontal nude scene.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that's what you were going to say.
He's wearing, I think, like a jock strap or something, but I've read a couple reviews that said you see almost everything. If there's a reason to see a movie, that's definitely one of them, right?
Or if you like Paul Schrader's commentary on the crumbling society that we all live in day by day, held up with Band-Aids and spit.
But so, yeah, there was that. And then Uma Thurman and Richard Gere are in the movie. I read it's only 90 minutes long. It's like a short watch.
His movies are usually, they don't go too long, and he makes them so quickly nowadays, they can't go that long.
I will also be seeing Parthenope from Paolo Sorrentino, who is a very important director who's done a lot of great things. The Hand of God, right, was his. Which
The Great Beauty, which won Best International Feature.
Okay, yeah. So his
like
films have, been at the Oscars before, and he's one of those filmmakers. Like, I don't even need to know the synopsis. I'll just go check out what he's doing next. And do you know anything about that one?
Not a fan of his.
Okay.
And I saw a lot of people describing this movie using terms that I already used to describe his movies. People calling it kind of just feeling like a perfume commercial, which is how I already felt about everything I've seen of his movies anyway. Very narratively light. This being not super well reviewed and getting critiques that I was already assuming I would give it doesn't make me excited. It's probably a Parthenope from me. It's too easy.
That's stupid.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right, and finally, we have to talk about The Shrouds from one of my favorite directors, David Cronenberg, which I feel like had a mixed reaction. I heard it's a little bit slow. It's not like his 70s, 80s work. I think it might be a little bit more cerebral, but I don't care, man. I love this guy. I will follow him anywhere.
I'm about the same. He's somebody that, if nothing else, he makes a movie that visually is always appealing in some way. I'm sure based on the small things we've seen from it, this will be no different. So I will be seeing this.
Yeah, really good cast. And kind of like Coppola, he's a director who doesn't make a lot of films as of late. So anytime he directs something new, I'm really excited, and I will be there opening weekend.
I'll see it. Maybe not opening weekend, but I'll see it.
All right, so any final thoughts on this year's Cannes Film Festival, Cody, that we did not attend?
The things that... This is going to sound so stupid. The things that look good. But the things that got a good reaction or end up winning awards were things I was already excited about to some degree, for the most part, based on people I know who saw it or just the things we knew about it. And the things I was already excited for that didn't get such a good reaction, I'll probably still check out anyway to see for myself. So the film festival didn't really suppress my desire to see anything. It just elevated more things onto my watch list.
Yeah, there wasn't a film I was excited to see when I looked at the original schedule that now I'm like, oh, I don't want to see that anymore. I would say Megalopolis was number one of something I was like really hopeful, like maybe it's great, and then now I'm not feeling so hot on it, but I'm still going to see it. I would say there's at least 8 to 10 films that we've talked about in this discussion. I'm definitely going to check out, and hopefully they all get a U.S. release by the end of the year, maybe some awards contenders, right? All right, Cody, tell our viewers where they can find you online.
You can find my writing and podcasting on Next Best Picture, and you can find me all over the place at Cody Monster 91.
Will you be back on the awards contender?
Maybe.
He won't be back. He'll be back soon, everybody.
Ominous.